In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Kiyan Anthony and what makes him so special and what can make him get to the NBA. He is one of the best high school players this year, so let's get down and let's check him out and see what he does so good on the court that you can do as well. Really quickly, if you want to be able to jump higher and dunk the ball, or if you want to be able to shoot the ball from further away, make sure to go check out the vertical jump training workout that is down in the description below, or the basketball shooting workout that is also down in the description below as well. The first thing that I really like is the fact that when they get these kick-out passes, Kiyan Anthony is generally already prepared for that catch, for that pass. It would be nice if he already started down instead of having to dip down and then go up. However, one thing that I do notice is that he doesn't dip this basketball all the way down. When he catches it, he kind of dips it to about his waist. Some players will dip it right down to their knees. That's going to take away a lot of time, and that is going to definitely waste a lot of time that you need to be able to get that shot off quick before defenders close out on you. And yes, he is able to hit this shot. The other thing I really like about his shot is the fact that when he goes up, it is one smooth movement up, but also shoulder, elbow are in line with the rim. I've broken down his shooting form on this channel a few times, but this is a solid shooting form. If you wanted to shorten up or quicken up his ability to shoot, you can take away some of this bend on his elbow, but personally, he shoots at a high enough percentage that I wouldn't be messing with it. Another thing that I really like is that he's able to take these shots where the defender's hands are down. Kiyan Anthony is a three-point shooter. He is a massive three-point threat, and you cannot defend him with both hands down, because by the time your hand goes from being down to then being up, he already has his shot off, and there is no way you're going to be able to block it, which means that this is essentially a wide open shot for Kiyan Anthony. I really like this as well. So he tries to dig his shoulder into that defender. He gets his shot off. He makes this shot, but if we go back just a little bit right here, we can kind of see it right there. He's got his shoulder quite a bit lower than his defender's shoulder. This is going to give him leverage so that when he does hit that defender with his shoulder into the chest roughly of that defender, that's going to create just enough of a gap right there. Notice how that defender had to step back. This is why, because he was able to make contact first with that defender, which then created that gap so that he was able to get this shot off. Okay, so watch this sequence right here. Kiyan Anthony gets that rebound, and right away he's looking down court. He looked at his outlet. Outlet wasn't far enough out, so why really pass it to him? Now you can kind of see his eyes drift over to see the rest of the court. There wasn't anybody open. So at this point, he dumps the ball back to his point guard, and now watch what Kiyan Anthony does. So many players will just say, well, I'm just going to go to the wing, you're going to go to the point, whatever. Well, no, Kiyan Anthony stays close to that sideline. You can't really see him in this clip right here, but because he was able to stay close to that sideline and didn't take up a wing position to be able to get in the way of his teammate, by going to the corner, now his teammate's able to get past his man. Now the defense makes a mistake. They leave Kiyan Anthony to try and trap and cut off the lane to the basket. When this happens, his teammate's smart. He dumps it off to Kiyan Anthony, who was very close to the sideline until now. He takes a step in because he's receiving a pass. By spreading the floor, that allowed Kiyan Anthony to be able to receive that pass. Now he's going to go back to middle. His teammate is going to fill out to that sideline. Kiyan Anthony is going to then attack, do a quick pro hop in, and then he's able to go off 2 feet, reach out for that layup. Moves like this are very high level and NBA style plays, because he has to be able to do this at the NBA level. I also like this play as well. So he's on the sideline, he's got his back to the sideline. I personally like that. This is how you should be looking for a screen if this is the position of the court that you play. You don't want to have your back to the baseline, and you generally don't want to have your back to half court. You want your back to the sideline so you can see the entire court. I've seen some coaches not teach it this way. I've seen a lot of coaches say, I only want you facing the baseline. I want your back to the half court. But in reality, that's not how you are able to see the floor. So back to sideline, and then you wait for your screen. Here he pivots, he acts like he's about to go back the other way. This is absolutely fantastic on how you can fake out a defender on a screen. And if we rewind this just a bit, and I'll show you in actual full speed, or at least slow motion, he's able to pivot towards the screener, act like he's about to go back, and that forces that switch. Now, he could have made this pass, but he was very smart. Sometimes not making the right pass is the right idea, because look at how that ball is down on the ground. By the time he picks it up right here, that would have been a good pocket pass area. This defender kind of drops off. Hand is sort of somewhat in the passing lane because it has to go this way. And then by that time, defender has recovered. So even though that would have been technically the right pass for most coaches, or at least most inexperienced coaches to call for, that was a good call not to make it, or it could have been most likely a turnover. Now, he has to try and beat his man or call another play or maybe set something else up. So at this point, this man is somewhat trying to shade him towards the baseline. So you might as well take it at this point. You can't go down middle. You've got 24 clogging up the middle. So you just have to get your shoulders below the defender's shoulders and try and beat him to the rim. And that's exactly what we see happen right here. He uses his offhand to clear out that arm. I'll rewind it just a second so you can see it happen right there. That's what you want to do to try to clear out that arm that is trying to push you off your balance or towards the sideline / baseline. And then he was able to get in position. He's able to get his shoulder in front of the chest of that defender, and that allows him to have the open lane to the basket. By able to be doing these types of moves and tips, you are going to be a much better basketball player and having a very easy time trying to score. I hope that these moves and these skills help you. Make sure to go check out the vertical jump training workout that is down in the description below, but also try and check out that shooting workout if you want to be able to extend your range beyond well beyond the 3-point line. I'll see you guys again in my next video.